eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor. What me do?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived. Smoke weed every day, because that's what you motherfuckers are clearly. And probably that's a disrespect to weed, because the shit y'all saying, you know what? Let me start over, because I think y'all need to hear this.
Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor. What me do?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived. Did you get that? Do you understand? Do you understand? Maybe I need to do it again. Maybe I need to because I think y'all need to hear this message. Okay, hear this message right here. Okay, let me play this one more time. I want people to listen to this message. Okay, one more time.
Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor. What me do?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived. Do you understand now? Do you get it? This is what we about to do. We're gonna force them to see the truth, because a lot of bullshit has been happening, and one is going to speak on it whether you like it or not. And I'm seeing a lot of coons, okay, the things that y'all say that we are at times. And that's the sad part. I see this fucking clown. And just think about this. I see this fucking clown, Chris Carter. Man, this motherfucker done had every problem there is. Every fucking problem was substance abuse, all this type. Like this motherfucker done had all types of problems. And you get on the motherfucking air and utter the words that the NFL is not colluding against Shedeur Sanders, and fuck you if you don't want to hear it. All right, don't fucking join. Don't fucking join this live, because you can kiss my natural pink, blue, green, yellow ass, or whatever the fucking color ass I got. Okay, you can kiss it. They're not colluding against him. They teaching him a lesson. Are you fucking kidding me? Just take one fucking second to think about this. They're not colluding against him. They're teaching him a lesson. That you shouldn't be confident, that you shouldn't be cocky, that you shouldn't be believing in yourself, you shouldn't be arrogant, you shouldn't be all that. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are on the news, on ESPN, and they're doing all of the above. I've been in the spot where I've been that motherfucker. This all the attention It's on me. All eyes on me. I've been in that position before. And I think most of us have been in that position. And you can't tell a motherfucking soul that they are not the baddest bitch in the world and they not that motherfucker in that particular moment when the spotlight is all on you. So you can kiss my natural ass with this. They're not colluding against him. You got the fucking nerve to sit up here and say that it's not illegal to say, you know what? I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you walk. I don't like the way you look. To sit up here and, because it is deception. On one hand, you want to say, yeah, we want to give all these draft prospects equal opportunity. And then on the other hand, you say shit like they're not colluding against this deception. But I guess if you look at it a certain way, it's not colluding. Why? It's because it's apparently and abundantly clear of what they're doing against Shedeur. They do not like his father. So instead of saying, and this is where the collusion part, the colluding against Shedeur is definitely deception, and is definitely colluding against him. Because where we are being deceived from their part is that they won't tell us that they really have a problem with Deion Sanders and they're taking it out on his son. That's where the collusion lies, Mr. fucking Carter. They're not going to say, I don't like the way this Negro has come into college football, help thousands. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of kids get NIL deals and put money into their hands. When we've seen college football over the last 40, 50 years or so, rob and steal. And I'm talking about all out robbed these for hundreds of millions of dollars. And these guys can't even get a fucking they can't even get health care from blowing up their deer in college. They're physically unable to do regular work. Why? Because of what? Injuries. They're unable to do all these types of things. They are unable to do all of these things. And what do these fucking clowns at these massive ass schools do? Nothing. Send their ass home, back to the ghetto, or back to the suburbs with nothing. Say, go work at the damn Dollar Tree. Go work at fucking Walmart or whoever the fucking Kroger or a hospital and say, you know what? Talk about this in your spare time. I don't care. And you got the nerve to sit up here and tell me that this isn't about colluding? Man, please get the fuck out of here. How many times I've seen football players go to the NFL and college football because this is where you got hurt. And as an organization of football, college football, NFL football, you're supposed to take care of your guys. I've seen more former players scraping and scrimping, trying to get what to do to them, having mental breakdowns. And I have this. Look, I've had players come and say certain things to me about their fellow teammates and brethren. It's like, hey, y'all, please help bring light to these particular players' name, because the NFL, they're not going to listen to them on their own accord. It has to be the fans, platforms like this, It has to be the media to bring light to it in order to get. This is the same reason why they made the move. They made the changes with the concussion issue. They didn't give a shit. The only reason why they changed it because it became public. So you're gonna sit up here and tell me that like all this, Mr. Chris Carter with your alcohol issues, maybe you forgot. But you got the nerve to sit up here and say they're not colluding against him. They're trying to teach this boy, and I emphasize the boy part. They're trying to teach him a lesson. Why? Because he already got millions of dollars? Because you look at socially, the young community, and I'm not just talking about black, everybody adore the Sanders names. Why? Because they actually care about people. They actually put money into former players' hands. The pieces of absolute crap that y'all said that Warren Sapp was. Threw away Mr. Falk, aka Mr. Marshall Falk. And the only time he get a chance is when he go to Deion Sanders in Colorado. You got guys like Bill Goldberg, one of the biggest names in sports history, taking his kid to that. Joe Horn. All these guys trust primetime. But you're trying to tell me that this isn't colluding? It has everything to do with colluding. But the thing is, the deception is they're taking that out on Shedeur because of what his father is doing. He's creating change, and we as a people need to protect Mr. Sanders, aka Primetime, aka Deion Sanders. But you want to sit here and your three-piece suit looking like a fucking idiot saying there's no collusion. You trying to teach this boy a lesson? Get the fuck out of here. And let me say something about this before I get to the questions, because I got to get this out. I got a problem with black people. And it's the same black people that complained about Deion Sanders when he was at Jackson. Oh, HBCU, we was already a big name before Deion. We didn't need him. Here you niggas go right now. You ain't hear nothing about no HBCU, no more. Why? Because Deion Sanders, he tried to get down there and help him, and guess what the fuck happened at Jackson State? Anybody want to take a wild guess what happened at Jackson State? Anybody want to take it? Before I respond, I want to see if y'all on the same page. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They robbed Primetime. They robbed the school. They robbed those players for what they earned. And I'm talking about the higher ups, the executives that's running the school. They robbed them. Money start coming up missing, and everybody, oh, we didn't do this with the money. We're supposed to do one thing with the money, and guess what the school did? They did completely. And you got the motherfucking nerve to sit up here and tell me that this, like, what Prime ain't doing, this ain't about colluding. It's about his arrogance. Why is it arrogance? Because he's helping people? Why is it arrogance? Because he knows what he's doing and he's actually getting it done. He's actually turned around Jackson State. He actually turned around Colorado. Colorado was one of the worst schools. I'm talking about the dip from becoming one of a top school to a bottom feeder was absolutely insane. And then Dion shows up, and that school is winning now. Hmm? Mm. So we got a lot of black people that's up here, yeah, because they don't like how Shedeur smiles and he's already rolling a Rolex. Who the hell he think he is? You the same Negroes that spend $400-500 on a pair of Jordans and try to wear Gucci this and Gucci that, and you motherfuckers stay in apartment complexes. But you got some fucking nerves to sit up here and say something about Shedeur Sanders. Y'all got some damn nerve to be tooting your goddamn nose up at him because he's living the same life that you and we all want to live. Just straight up hating the guy because he smiles. They're straight up hating the guy because they actually do what they say they're gonna do. We didn't need him. We were good on by ourselves. They ain't heard fucking Jackson State since. We don't even know if the motherfucking school is blown up or not. Why? Because we ain't heard nothing. We ain't heard nothing about Jackson State since. But you got the mitigated gall to sit up here and get behind this collusion, this hatred for Shedeur Sanders. You got some damn nerd to be sitting up here saying, oh, he lost $40 million. No, he ain't lost $40 million. They said, boy, you already rich enough. We ain't giving you no more money. That's what they said. Boy, you and your daddy too rich and you are too powerful. And guess what? The people that look like Mr. Sanders, they gonna be real good men. They gonna be real good boys. You sit there and be quiet, boy. The Chris Carters of the world. The only person that came out and said something, it's a lot of players. I'm not gonna say it's not a lot of players out there that haven't said anything. Atlanta's own Mr. Pac-Man came out and spoke on it. Mr. Stephen A. Smith would come out and spoke on it. And I'm not saying that, certain things shouldn't have been said by Prime. I personally wouldn't have said it the way he said it. But the problem is we literally have an instance where, and I say this all the time, I love the Mannings. I think they did exactly what everybody should do when you have that amount of power and you have that much influence. You use it to your advantage. You use it to your advantage when you have a certain amount of influence and certain amount of power. Now, there's a fine line between using the power for your own personal good and not using it for your own personal selfish needs. And I don't think the Sanders are doing it for their own personal selfish needs. And that's where the line has been drawn, and it should be drawn. And the Mannings didn't do it. And I hear some black people saying, well, them white boys, they did what Dion said. Ain't nobody. Well, they did it for themselves to help their family. But another thing that people don't know about the Mannings, they hold camp for everybody. They have been teaching kids, white, black, for years, how to become a great quarterback. They've been doing this for years. So y'all Negroes, okay, do your homework before you say, them white boys, them white boys they've been doing this shit for years and they've been helping people, just like the Sanders. So don't try to use the race in this issue in regard to the Mannings, because the Mannings have been putting out camps for quarterbacks and players for years. Okay? Let's keep it real. And like I said, I don't give a damn. Why? I'm already blackballed within the damn AFN. Man, Mike Sports have been blackballed to a certain extent. There's a lot of people that respect what we do, so I'm not disregarding that, but there's a certain people, a demographic of people that have been here long before, years before. Man, Mike Sports even got started Atlanta Falcons Nation. Y'all know who those people are. They don't they don't have people like us on their platform. They don't have people that speak the way we speak, look the way we look on their platform. And I look, this is the homework I want to give y'all. Y'all go look at the platforms of Atlanta Falcons and see if they got people that look like you and people that speak like you and people that want truth on their platform reporting for them. See, this division. All this is all of this trying to divide nonsense. It ain't about that. We got a bunch of people with a bunch of selfish reasons as to why they're getting behind Shedeur, and then we got people that are for Shedeur. They're trying to say, well, Shedeur this and sure Shedeur ain't that. Like, look, it's a bunch of selfish reasons. Could Shedeur be less? Could he say less in certain situations? Absolutely, because I personally believe there's a time and a place to be arrogant. There's a time and a place to be confident. And when I mean time and a place to be confident, when you're trying to get into someone else's establishment, I personally don't believe that you could just walk in there, be a complete jackass, don't do the things that they hold at a premium in this regard. Like, I do understand that players, in certain instances, they should work out. I do believe in certain situations that players should interview. And this is where I look at Shedeur and say, all right, I understand that you have the option not to do certain things, but at the end of the day, this is their NFL. Because at my personal platform, everybody know you're going to work hard. You're going to do the important things that I say. Okay, me personally, you're going to do, if you're going to be a part of AFN, you're going to do the important things that I feel like should be paramount and that is important to help the brand grow. And if you try in any way to disregard what I built, because I built this, we built this, and you don't hold that and you don't respect the fact that I built this, we got a problem. That's where I think Shedeur went wrong. They built this. You didn't build this. Primetime didn't build this. So if they have some rules that they feel that are very important, you should at the very least be cordial. And I think Shedeur did to a certain extent, went in there with an arrogance. I ain't saying shit. I ain't talking. I ain't working out. I'm doing what I want to do. Y'all gonna look at me on my time. That's where he went wrong. A little bit too arrogant on that. But here's the kicker. He isn't the first one. He isn't the first one. He will not be the only one. He wouldn't be the last one. Being uncomfortable is how you grow. Absolutely. So I wanted to speak on this because I believe personally Their people, it's confidence and it's arrogance. And you should know when and where you should. You don't walk in somebody else's house saying what the fuck you not gonna do or what you not gonna eat and what you not like. Come on, bro. The NFL and the owners built this. Dion didn't build this. Shedeur didn't build this. Play the game, bro. Play the game. And when you have enough influence, and when you've earned the right to do certain things, then you do what Tom Brady does. You do what Julio Jones does. You do what all these great players before they earn the right to be able to say, look, I'm not bringing my ass to training camp. I ain't doing shit. I'll see y'all as mandatory. Okay? You got to earn that right. And Shedeur made a huge mistake saying what the fuck he not going to do. He not going to interview. He not going to do this. He not going to do that. Play the game, bro. You don't, like I said, you don't run in somebody else's shit that they built saying what the fuck you not gonna do. And then not expect to be punished. You ain't working for me with that attitude. Like I said, for me, you're gonna put in the work. You're gonna be respectful of the rules that we have set in place. I ain't gonna be cordial. That's it. Communication. Those are the three things that's important over here. And if you disregard the fact that I have these rules, bitch, be gone. It's motherfuckers right here, right now, sitting in my motherfucking face, probably watching the same motherfucking live that had tried to cost me and say, well, Mike, who the hell he think he is? He don't tell me what to do. Well, I ain't got to tell you what to do, bitch. You can be gone. And we can pick up another motherfucker that can be right in your spot. You don't have to do what I tell you to do. But if you want to be in this particular business, people got to understand what respect means and respect what someone has done, respect what somebody has built. And saying, all right, I haven't done what an Aaron Freeman has done. I haven't done what there's so many guys in this. Like, I haven't done what a Vosh Lombardi has done. I haven't done what the Chisel have done has done. Like, I would never walk into that platform because I have, 10,000 plus subscribers or whatever the hell, and I have a certain amount of influence. I don't have their influence, so I won't go on their fucking platform and just pull out my dick and start swinging it and shit like you. Man, get the fuck out of here. And that's way too many people right now here doing stuff like that. So Shedeur should exactly, Corey. Like, he should have his and that right here, Will, his dad earned. You have to earn yours. His dad earned the right. He's the best. He's the greatest cornerback of all time. He earned the right to be arrogant. Bro, you haven't. Who in the blue hell do you think you are? I don't have to respect you. I respect your daddy. So again, it goes back to that. So if you want to change your franchise, pick me. Done it before. You know what I'm saying? That's up. Millimeters what's happening. Everybody what's happening in the crew. But it's something that I think it was very important because a lot of people are trying to turn this into a simple concept, and it's this particular instance has everything to do with race. Okay, it is racism to a certain extent, but it doesn't have race in this instance with Shedeur isn't the issue. The race issue, and this is what I've spoken on before and said it last night. This particular instance, it was about the people that did not like Deion Sanders. They call him all types of N words. Okay, in the 90s and the 80s when I was a kid, they call him all types of names. These people don't like Deion because he was flashy. He was a Negro. He was confident. He understood that he was a brand, and he turned that into what we see today. Those people did not like him. Those people were indeed racist. Okay? Mr. Tim McCall was all these types of people. There's a lot of people that called Deion all types of names. So it does have something to do with racism in that regard. But when we talk about Shedeur Sanders, I think Shedeur's biggest mistake is thinking that he is his dad, and his dad earning the right to be able to say certain things, but you haven't earned shit. And I think that right there is what a lot of executives are pissed off. And to a certain extent, they are trying to teach him a lesson because you've earned nothing. You here because of your daddy for the most part. You're in the spotlight because of your daddy. And that's where Shedeur went wrong. Just do what they tell you to do. If they say this is important, this is their league, this is what they've built, and you go in saying, nah, I'm not going to do that. Nah, I don't want to talk to you. Nah, I'm not going to take out my watch. Nah, I'm not going to do this. Nah. Shedeur just said nah to everything. And he pissed off a lot of people. Ooh, girl. Christy that made me say, ooh, girl. Had a lot of players with gold chains on, Jerry curl. Like, man, Deion had those people at that particular time. He had them white people mad. And that's why I said in this instance with Shedeur, I don't think it's most racist. That now you have people that are saying certain things, but I don't think this instance, this is about his this is about race in Shedeur's case. And Jerome said this: Shedeur is not prime. Also, this quarterback class was weak. Our scouting department was a year ahead of the schedule. Now y'all see why we pick Penix. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is why I like to have conversations like this, is because I think people like to make incidents, try to at least on certain cases just say, all right, this is what this is about. But this is an extremely complex situation with so many factors, including racism, but not solely racism, like so many people have stated. You gotta earn your right, pimp. And like you said, look, you got to put in it. Now it's time to be legendary. You keep saying that, go prove it. And that's it. Chuckman put out a tweet the other day. He said, look, just because you didn't get drafted doesn't mean your career is over with. John Randall wasn't even drafted. This dude got a Hall of Fame jacket. John Randall, defensive tackle, defensive lineman, for the Minnesota Vikings, wasn't drafted, but he's in the Hall of Fame. So all this draft stuff, if Shedeur is who he say he is, he gonna put in the work and he gonna be great. This ain't the end. You got a chance. The NFL draft is all about a chance. Tom Brady wasn't drafted. Brock Purdy, all these guys wasn't drafted in the first 5, 6 rounds. These guys were drafted. Like, these guys was passed over time and time and time again. Over hundreds of prospects, they were passed over. And here these guys are starting quarterbacks. So this is not the end for Shedeur. You just got to put in the work. You don't put in the work, you don't get rewarded. The end. Now all this bullshit about, oh, he's gonna be a distraction. Man, shut the fuck up. I hear these damn media people saying that stupid ass shit. He's gonna be a distraction. Motherfucker, dude, stop. You people can't wait to tweet that shit out. You can't wait to write articles on that shit. Now all of a sudden, with a quarterback, Tom Brady, motherfucker, was in the damn news every other week. They was in the damn news for stealing signs and look, these motherfuckers. If you talk about some of the biggest crooks in football history, Tom Brady and the goddamn New England motherfucker, they was in the news for everything. Tom Brady and his trainer, I think he's doing HGH. I think he's doing, methamphetamine, not methamphetamine, but they're doing steroids and all this type of stuff. Like, these motherfuckers was in the news for everything. Now all of a sudden Shedeur get in goddamn, and y'all want to talk about, oh well, I don't want to deal with the distract. Man, get the fuck out of here. We got shitty Shanahan. All he does is fucking fail. All he does is lie and scheme, and he's always in the damn news. But all of a sudden, a backup quarterback is too much. Man, shut the fuck up. Now a backup, or the backup quarterback gonna be too much of a distraction. How about this? Don't answer the damn question. The backup quarterback, all of a sudden, that's a problem because his daddy. Come on, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about? Sean Taylor's younger brother. Like, come on, man. Like, we got to stop with the nonsense. 6MK. The right hand man and my left hand man, Juan Rail. Like, all of a sudden, the media got a problem with fucking distractions. Let's just think about that for a second. Let's think about that for a second. All of a sudden, the media got a problem with off the field distractions. You brought in Pat McAfee, who's the king of distraction, and all of a sudden, you got a problem with media distraction. Boy, I swear to God, Jesus Christ. That ain't the biggest piece of fucking hypocrisy. I don't like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, come on, like I said, it's insane. Walker and Pierce will not start day one. They have to earn it. That's all the way it's been. Just because you drafted in the first round doesn't guarantee. So you will not see Walker, Pierce, and Watts starting day one. Ain't happening unless they earn it. That's the way it is. Unless you were like the Falcon situation where you drafted a quarterback because your quarterback position it sucks. That's for the most part. That's the only time you're gonna see guys earn it. Where these guys are like come out of college, and these guys are Ricky Williams and Adrian Peterson. These guys are just head and shoulders above the. I'm talking about these guys are special. You're not gonna see a lot of these young players. And I'm saying some nonsense about the Atlanta Falcons and their draft pick, which is what I wanted to speak on also. like I said, this right here, the media is the biggest distraction. How many times are gonna see y'all talk about LeBron and his shoes, LeBron and his son, LeBron and his? I don't care. We had a whole look. They had fucking documentaries on Tom Brady and his wife. Man, I don't give a damn about no Griselle Boomshin or whatever the hell her name is. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care about LeBron going to a damn barbershop. I don't care. And now all of a sudden you got a problem with Shedeur. And man, come on, if y'all don't see past this nonsense, I don't know what it is. They don't like a Negro and Deion Sanders with this much influence. Period. This is the way America has been made. They don't like any type of Negro with influence that's going to use it for good. This is what this about. They ain't got shit to do with Shedeur Sanders being entitled. Because, look, we see motherfuckers like Jeff Olbricht's son out here doing dumbass shit. Ain't nobody throwing him in the damn trash. Nobody. Who's up here trying to throw his son in the trash? No, look. And like I said, guys like Mike Green, I don't think he dropped because of his character issues. I just thought, for me personally, I didn't think he was a top 20 pick, top 25 pick because of playing at a smaller school. There were questions in regards to his character. I think for the most part, a lot of people just didn't want to take that chance with off the field issues. But like, it's more than that. It's more than that. Like this is where I have a problem with a lot of these people. Again, we saw the entire media, and I'm talking about every platform, the Colin Cowherds, the Stephen A. Smiths, Robert Griffin III. Like, we saw all of these guys clown the Atlanta Falcons because they didn't give up 4 or 5 first-round draft picks for Lamar Jackson. They wanted us to give up 4 or 5 first-round draft picks for Lamar Jackson, and they said we was a cheap organization that didn't like to take chances. They all said it. The Falcons would be dumb not to trade all their draft picks and give away all their players for Lamar Jackson. Every one of them clowned the Atlanta Falcons because Mr. Blank said, no, I don't think I want to give up all my first round picks give up down there 25, 40, almost 25% of my salary to one quarterback. They clowned the Atlanta Falcons because the Atlanta Falcons wanted to keep their first round pick. They clowned the Atlanta Falcons because we didn't go out and spend a whole bunch of money in draft picks and go get guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in the first round. They clown us for this type of stuff, for not taking a chance on top defensive linemen. They clowned us for those two things. And guess what happened, y'all? The Falcons do exactly that. And we're talking about Jalen Walker, who was easily and arguably one of the best defensive players in college football and has been so for, look, he's been the glue to that Georgia Bulldog thing. Just go back and look at what Kirby Smart was asking him to do. Everything. There wasn't one thing on that defensive side of the ball that this dude, he was in the slot, guarding guys. This dude was in the trenches, rushing the passer, stopping the run. He was in the trenches, playing middle linebacker. This guy was covering in the middle of the field using his hand. Jalen Walker was everything. And you, with a straight face, gonna tell me that this draft class is a fucking C. Jalen Walker in itself commands an A plus. With the versatility that he's able to provide, period. You put the right pieces around him and allow him to be Jalen Walker, stop it, people. Stop it. And I've seen the tape on Mr. Pierce. You talking about a guy that looks like Leonard Floyd? He looks like Leonard Floyd. You talking about a guy that looked like a Javon Curse? That dude looks like that. Lean, super crazy athletic, with a huge upside as a pass rusher. In this particular NFL, come on, stop it. Those guys in itself, okay? We're talking about a Philadelphia Eagles team that was so pissed off because the Falcons traded up, jumped in front of them, and got Mr. Pierce. Stop it, y'all. You're talking about Xavier Watts, a guy that was ranked the second best safety in this class. Stop it, people. A fucking C where? We're talking about a Saints team that literally drafted an offensive lineman, a quarterback, okay? And they got a better grade than the Atlanta Falcons, man. If you don't sit your stupid ass, if you don't sit down somewhere with that nonsense, bro, what are we talking about? See, this is where, like, K-Styles always say, look, these people just, Falcons are the NFL's punching bag. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the Atlanta Falcons are going to do. It don't matter. You go out spend money? Nah, you spent too much money on him. You draft the guy? Nah, you was the wrong guy. You should have got this guy. You trade, you get aggressive and trade for two edge rushers, top edge rushers? Nah, I don't think y'all should have did. Y'all gave up too much. Look, the Falcons are just, at this point in time, the punching bag for the NFL. Period. The end. That's it. And I do think this is an issue that needs. Look, his kid was a little bit, well, a lot of a complete moron. He shouldn't have done it. But y'all act like the Falcons organization, like it was only Jax that was out here putting out these prank phone calls. He wasn't the only one doing it. You got some Tyler Show. You don't get out my damn face with no Tyler Show. Get the man, come on. They got about 15 quarterbacks on their roster already. But I'm supposed to sit there, period. Man, come on. We got to start with the nonsense, y'all. Please stop. So, like I said, I find it funny. I just find it funny that every time the Atlanta Falcons shut them up, they change the narrative. Every time the Atlanta Falcons shut them up and say, well, you're not trying to win because you're not going after quarterback. Go after a quarterback, get two quarterbacks, might add. Well, they change the narrative and say, well, we're going to go back to what we complained about earlier. Well, the Falcons are not getting defensive linemen. They're not going out and playing for defense and trying to improve their defense. Well, they're not bringing in the right coaches. Well, you brought in guys like Dean Pease and a guy like Raheem Morris that's respected amongst his peers. Jeff Ulbrich that has played coach under, Robert Salah. Like, you do all of this and you still changing the narrative. Every time the Atlanta Falcons shut them up, they change the narrative. They change the narrative every single time. Look, Eric, I done told you this plenty of time. I don't care. There's no such thing as a 3-4 and a 4 team. Okay? There's no, in this current NFL, it doesn't matter about a 3-4 or 4-3. Because 65-70% of the time they're gonna be passing the ball out of passing formations. And oftentimes these guys are in the nickel. That's why you got guys like Xavier Watts. That's why you got guys like D. Alford and all these guys playing in the slots now. That's why you're seeing teams with these hybrid safeties that's able to come and sit in the slot, because the 3-4, 4-3 doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. So this is everybody. Stop caring about what type of formations or the formations of the Falcons. Most of the teams in the NFL, 50, almost 60% of the time, they're in this nickel. Okay, they're in the nickel. And with the nickel defense, you have to have 4 defensive linemen. So it doesn't matter. And even if they're in the 3-4, that fourth linebacker is a hybrid guy that can cover, that can get after the quarterback. So it really doesn't matter in this current NFL where you're going to be in a 4-3 or 4. You still got 4 pass rushers. You still got 4 pass rushers, period. It's just one of those pass rushers a little bit more versatile. So let's stop with this is everybody, not just you, because I hear this all the time. Stop with the Falcons are 4-3 and 4. Well, it don't matter. None of that matters anymore. Versatility is where it at, as we get Maggie T in here with her eyes. Ain't doing no dang on work no more. You need to be at work, woman. So it doesn't matter, Eric. I hear, and like I said, it's just not you. I hear people say, "Man, we are 3-4. We don't got the person." Look, don't matter. Most of the teams gonna be in the nickel, and they're gonna be passing the ball. And you see these guys in the shotgun. We see it now. 90%, almost 70% of the time, most of these quarterbacks are in the pistol or the shotgun. A lot of these guys don't even know how to, like, a lot of these guys that you see at quarterback, they don't even know how to handle the ball when they're under the center because in college, they're always in the shotgun and the pistol. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day, the way the NFL is going right now with this spread offense, with this RPO, guys are not going to be in goal line situations a lot. So it does not matter. Don't matter. Versatility is where what we need to be focused on, and not the 3-4 and 4-3. And like Corey said, it's the nickel right now that we should be focused on. It's all about multiple fronts. That's why most teams and most coaches are saying versatility, versatility, versatility. I think the NFL in its entirety, why it's so good is because of the versatility and not so much a 4-3 and 3-4 scheme. Mm-hmm. Most of that's you look at a lot of things with you look at Philadelphia, they run a lot of RPO concepts. I don't like it at all. I think in certain situations it's cool, but like when it's the mainstay of your offense, your quarterback going like you're not doing your quarterback any justice. One thing I do like about Andy Reid is that he uses and he's been using screen passes for most of his career. But what he doesn't do, he doesn't hinder his quarterback from growth by solely making that a mainstay of your offense. And that's why a guy like Patrick Mahomes, he can just check the ball down all game, get the ball out of hand quick, and he can pass for 200 yards and 250, 200 yards a game, not put up big numbers and still win because he's not only taking shots downfield, getting the ball out of hand quick, they running the ball. And I think with their RPO, you're using the quarterback a little, like you're not allowing the quarterback to actually be a quarterback and be aggressive when you run in that RPO. The RPO, in my opinion, is nothing but a coward's way of trying to keep control of an offense. I think his offensive coordinator's cowardly way of trying to keep control of an offense and not allow the quarterback to control it. This is why you look at guys like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is a perfect example of this. He don't want his quarterbacks to have any power and have any way to change his offense because he wants all the power. And I think a lot of these guys, a lot of these offensive coordinators, when they run these RPOs, they want control of the offense and how it's ran, so it can make them look good. So yeah, Eric, you said mostly 3 wide receivers on the field. And even that third wide receiver sometimes is a tight end. Guys like Kyle Pitts and whatnot, and the guy at Detroit. You see most of these guys in the slot now. That's why we got guys like Shedeur Sanders dropping to the 5th round because of these offensive coordinators. They want to keep control of the offense. And that's why you're seeing a dramatic drop off. And I've been saying this for the last 3 to 4 years. You're going to get this. Tom Brady's been saying the exact same thing. You're not teaching these guys how to read the defense. That's why you're seeing all these quarterbacks suck right now. So we're gonna get back to don't know what the topic's gonna be there will be no excuse me, there will be no Ladybirds AFN prior engagement, so stay tuned for an announcement. We may have somebody in that place, but just stay tuned for that. But hey man, I can't do nothing but like I said, I can't he said, why do you think we got this big ass slack on? Yeah. Like I said, the NFL is becoming a league where versatility is king. And like I said, not to say, Eric, that the 4-3 and 3-4 doesn't matter. The thing is, in this current NFL, with so many offensive coordinators calling these three wides and this RPO, the 4-3 doesn't matter anymore. The 3-4 doesn't matter anymore. Versatility matters. And if you don't have the necessary personnel to combat everything, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Because if you put out, say for instance, a 4-3 guy, and both of those guys are traditional pass rushers and 4-3 defensive linemen, and they can't cover, what's the point? And if it's the 3-4 and those traditional edge guys are solely pass rushers on both edges, guess what you miss? The physicality and a 3-4, which we see a lot of times with TJ Watt. Yeah, he's great getting after the quarterback, but like you can take advantage of him in the running game. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what type of formations that you're running. You got to be able to match up with everybody's players, and I think that's the focus. I mean, Kobe, all those guys gonna make the roster. Like what Raheem wants is Jerry Gray, and don't think for one, all right, that Jerry Gray finger is not on it. His imprint is not on the defense. It's very much so. Okay, so Raheem is not running this defense the way everybody think he is, as far as the personnel is concerned. He's just the guy ahead of it. Jerry Gray's, as far as Jerry Gray his position with the Atlanta Falcons is to bring in players. He understands talent. He can see talent, but it's up to Raheem to allow the Jerry Gray, the Jeff Ulbrich to do their job as defensive coordinator and trust them to be able to make the right moves and bring in the right players. And what his job as a head coach is to make the right moves and allow them to do their damn job, and not hinder them and not try to play off 70% of the damn times. As you talk sports comes in here. And Ulrich says our defense will need to be able to change with the with the offensive changes. So that's the thing. Like I don't think the 4-3 and 3-4 matters anymore. Everything is about matchups and being able to match up with every type of personnel that you possibly can. Got to be able to put players in positions to match up. I think matchups are more important now in the NFL than it is formations. But like I said, I think Raheem, if he has learned, I think one of the things he needs to focus on is just allowing his coaches do their thing. If he is smart and if he has changed, that's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do more of. So I think one thing, and Will stated this several times also, is going back, we need is for every position is about the fundamentals. Right? Fundamental football, fundamental needs, fundamental draft, like everything going back to the fundamentals. All about the fundamentals and being able to match up and do what. So I do believe that too, Ju, that the defense will be more aggressive on the old brick. Um, in particular, the linebackers. I think the linebackers, man. Like I said, I got high hopes for Jalen Walker. Like I said, I've seen him at Georgia, and they put this dude in every situation possible. If you seen Georgia, seen your team play against Georgia, you know this to be true. Kirby puts those guys in any and every situation. They can play in zone, they can play man, they can be very aggressive. They can just focus on stopping the run. Like Georgia, Kirby puts these guys in high pressure situations. So if you don't think Jalen Walker is a good prospect, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. And the thing about what Raheem wants from his DBs, he wants guys to make plays, tackle well and make plays. And every one of those guys that we brought in are going to be put in position to tackle well and make plays. That's it. Get after the ball, get turnovers. The Falcons are going to be very aggressive, and I think they're putting themselves in a position where they can be aggressive because they have the athletes. They have a lot of DBs that has played corner. They play free safety. They play strong safety, and they just put these guys everywhere. The same you done with Jesse Bates, Billy Bowman. They put him everywhere. Xavier Watts, they put him everywhere. Like all these guys have been put in positions where they can do multiple things, and that's what's paramount in the NFL. Now the 4-3 and the 3-4 is just going to be high. It's just that right there is going. When you talk about the 4-3 and the 3-4 in the NFL right now, that right there is just to highlight the players' abilities and not so much the formation. You want to be able to, if you play a 3-4, the Falcons can put two DBs in the middle of that 3-4. But what they can do out of that 3-4, depending on the front, and very physical guys. I say you got three physical guys in front, and then with those linebackers, a guy like Jalen Walker, a guy like James Pierce that can go in coverage. Like you can have these guys blitz one way, stun off of each other, and just do so many things off of that 3-4. So again, it goes back to what I was saying about the 3-4 and the 4-3. None of that matters anymore because the 3-4 and the 4-3. The positions, the formations in itself is to highlight that player's ability. So depending on what that player's ability is and their strengths are, those are the types of formations. So the player's abilities highlight the formations. They're going to dictate, they're going to dictate the formations. So don't get caught up. Again, do not get caught up in the formations or we're 4-3 and a 3-4. It's to highlight the Atlanta Falcons players' abilities. The players are going to dictate what we're going to be. But Jeff Ulbrich did state that he's going to put those guys in positions where they can get comfortable first. And then once they get comfortable, then we'll know where to go. But the players are going to dictate what we're going to do and what formations are we going to run. Well, Michael Williams is a very good prospect. NFL body, like everything he does well. And he's a lot like a Caden Ellis on the Atlanta Falcons for the Georgia Bulldogs. Like Georgia Bulldog had so many athletes and electric athletes, it was easy for him to get kind of overlooked. And I think that's the thing with Michael Williams. I think he has the potential to be one of the better prospects coming out of Georgia because of his body. Like the dude is a super athlete, has the big body structure to be able to play in the NFL. And he has a lot of nagging injuries on top of it. Man, what's going on, brother? So when it all comes down to it, I think, oh my God. Yeah, I don't know what. Look, I'm glad they did it. I thought they were talking so bad. They were talking so much about Jalen Walker. I put out a short on Todd McShay saying that he thought that the Panthers would go after him, but like, look, they went after a receiver. Instead, I'm happy personally, but yeah. Look, they messed up big time. They so worried about, and I get it why you're trying to put players around your quarterback, but like, yeah, the Panthers are not the Panthers anymore. They're trying to be an offensive juggernaut. That's what they're trying to be. You still got to block the quarterback. Like they putting all these weapons around Bryce, but they still ain't drafting no damn linemen. Like, bro, draft the lineman. Worry about protection. And I the Saints, Jesus Christ, I have no idea what they doing over there. Half the league don't know what the hell they doing over there. And I'm talking about half the league of analysts and everything. I have no idea what the hell the Saints are doing. Peeps, what's going on? BP, what's going on, brother? Yeah, but like I said, Michael Williams, that's a solid prospect. Solid. But like I said, Walker is a leader. It's already been, as far as he is concerned, they've already did a lot of interviews, and people say, if you've seen his press conference, everybody say he sounds like Matt Ryan, but like, that's what you want in your leader that can turn it on and off. It's like when he's in his press conference, he's going to say the right things. He's going to do the right things. But like when he's on that field, yeah, he turned into a monster. And the Saints fans are not happy about it. Like I said, I don't know what the Saints are doing over there. I have no clue what they're doing. I like, and I heard there was a creator, I forget his name, but he posted something on X, aka Twitter, that he was saying that the Saints organization is so dumb. Like all they try to do is restructure deals every 2 to 3 years and try their best to continue to contend. So they just signing guys like Chase Young to 3 years, $77-80 million, and then restructure and then start the process all over again instead of, building from the ground up, because they believe for whatever reason that they still could contend. And they end up being the exact same issue and a lot of dead cap issues because of this. So I don't know what the hell. I don't know why they think they can contend for a Super Bowl. I don't know why, especially with a car at the helm and his shoulder is shot, and they saying he may not be. Look, I don't know why they think that, but look, keep on doing it. I don't know what the hell they were doing with Tyler Shedeur. Like I looked at him, and he looked like he out there throwing water balloons in the air and waiting for him to calm down with them damn throws the throws he be making. I have no idea what they were thinking. But like you said, Chrissy, I hope Mickey Loomis keep doing it, because I'm not gonna complain looking at y'all $70-80 million in dead cap every year. Keep doing it, sir. Yeah, because like I said, I don't know what they doing. I have no idea. And I know one thing: Chris Olave gonna be a quadrillionaire at this point, because that's the only player that they have to build on. To be honest, I know Alvin Kamara still a solid player, but at some point he gonna hit that running back wall, and they gonna really be messed up. Yeah, Millie Mills, like they just need to embrace. They need to embrace it, bro. Just embrace the rebuild. Like I don't know what y'all afraid of. Or, I don't get it. I mean, we don't even know if Manning gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like just because he's a man, it don't mean he's gonna actually be good. Like he has the traits. Obviously, he's been taught well, but that doesn't guarantee he's gonna be great. But I hope so. Y'all know my goal is Peyton Manning, so I hope he is good, because that just for me personally, my own personal fulfillment, enjoyment. But like I said, there's no guarantee he's gonna be great. He has the athleticism, he has the arm talent, he has all that. So I think he's going to be good, but there's no guarantee. Yeah, Terry fucking note leave because they did not move him into the general manager, and they took him. They took the up, and yeah, I think that's the thing too. Terry Fontenot, we seeing right now, like he was a huge part of their scout department, because they haven't found a lot of players. They haven't found a lot of players since Terry Fontenot. They've been bringing in a lot of free agent guys on the defense side of the ball too. And that right there, we gotta take them. Like, we gotta make sure that we take them down. No more excuses. Beat the living crap out of the Bucks. You can't be splitting with them. I'm tired of splitting with the damn Bucks, to be honest. But like I said, man, Tuesday, Christy and the ladies will not be having a show tonight with the Lady Birds. A little bit of prior engagement, getting ready for the season. But like I said, y'all gonna see more of the Lady Birds. Auntie Pam, Whitney, Christy, Micah T, Brianna. Like I said, y'all just got to show them girls some love because they do a wonderful job with breakdown. And like I said, there's no other platform that got an all lady panel. So show them ladies some love by heading over to Atlanta Falcons Nation, hitting that subscribe button, and just leave some positive reviews for the Ladybirds. Like, honestly, please tell everybody about them. Please tell everybody about the ladies. He said, how do I like the Braves right now? Look, the Braves are the Braves, but I'm gonna say this: fuck Brian Schnicker. He's a lucky bastard. Okay, he do some dumb shit. I never like that dude. I don't like that dude. But as long as the Braves winning, I'ma shut up. Like I said, I'm not one of these fans that keep spreading hate about somebody because I don't like him. I don't like Schnitt, but as long as he's doing his job, I'm not gonna complain. Shit. He doing his job. The Braves are on a run right now, and I'm not gonna complain. The Panthers is going to be an issue for us. I mean, I don't believe you got to look. They got a bunch of position players. Okay, they got a bunch of players with ability, but you still gotta play defense and you still gotta get up, you gotta protect the quarterback. And right now they cannot protect their quarterback. And they can't play solid defense. They play some good defense, okay defense, but that's not enough. It's not enough. That's not enough. Like I said, they look good in the draft, but like we thought Terrence Marshall and all those guys were going to be good, and guess what happened? Nothing. So just because they look good in college don't mean it's going to translate. But they have more playmakers around Bryce, the quote-unquote Christ, Young, and we will see. But I still think that they got to focus on that offensive line and running the ball. Right now, they so worried about getting weapons and wide receivers around him. Man, hell no, we ain't get no goddamn Al Kamara, no damn trade. Hell no, hell no. But we got by 30 round. Look, we got Jason McClellan, we got Tyler Algier, we got Bijan Robinson. We do not look. Bijan Robinson is a better version of him. So that wouldn't make any sense for the Falcons to spend money on a guy that we already have a version of. And we've yet to see what Jason McCullough can be. Let's see what Jason McCullough can be first before we start trying to trade for $15 million running backs. Okay? We could save some money. We could save $15 million with Jason McCullough. You know what I'm saying? We already getting about 600, 700 yards rushing from Tyler Algier and 1,000 yards rushing from Bijan Robinson. I think it'd be an absolute waste to even think about bringing Alvin Kamara in. Southside says Brian Schnicker, Raheem Morris, and Quinn Snyder. Man, I don't think Quinn Snyder is a bad coach. I think y'all just be tripping on that dude. The Falcons, the Hawks have a young squad, and he's teaching these guys, and he's developing these guys. But a lot of our expectations. Oh, we need to go to the playoff. Oh, we need to have look. Our second best player in the Hawkins, Jaden Johnson was out for the year. So like the fact that he did that with a quote unquote team that they put together, the last month and a half of the season, and they literally nearly made the playoffs. That shows me that he's very good at developing players. So I'm not on that Quinn Snyder hate train at all. I knew what you were gonna say. Oh boy, I knew what you was gonna say. I knew he was gonna let them go. Yeah, the Cavs are looking real good right now. I can't even hate, boy. So congratulations to the Cavs for doing exactly what I love them, and that beating the crap. So yeah, shout out to the Cavs, man. That's a solid team. So with that being said, man, like I said, stay tuned for more. We're trying to figure out what's going to be on tonight if we have a replacement for the Ladybirds of AFN. All right. Continue to support your boy here, man, Mike Sports. Truly appreciate it, especially doing this draft breakdown. Did a good job, man. Like I said, y'all stuck in there. They're stuck in there with us. Look, again, we got enough. Get it up. I appreciate it. We got enough corners. We got Mike Hughes. We got Clark Phillips. We got guys like Billy Brown. What the fuck is his name? Billy Browning Jr. Then we got guys like Kobe Bryant. Like I don't think the Falcons have any room to bring in Jalen Rams, but I'm not one to sit there and say what won't happen because he does have ties to Raheem. Raheem may be able to get him in if they decide to just cut and get rid of him. Maybe he'll come in and play for a couple $1 million. It is possible because of that relationship, but I don't think the Falcons are going to go out and bring him in. I just don't see any reason for it. Let those guys play. Let the young bucks play. This is time for the young boys to play. All right, we got rid of a Grady Jarrett. No disrespect to Grady Jarrett, but it's time to let these young kids rock. Fuck all these old ass motherfuckers out here trying to get another contract, and this is a direct shot at that bitch Kirk Cousins. Fuck all these old motherfuckers trying to ruin the NFL game because they want another $40-50 million contract. Fuck that shit. And that's the bottom line because Mad Mike said so. Peace. Hair grease.